Fear not, that starting gate was moved into the right position by 1:20 p.m. when we started a new week of racing at beautiful Belmont Park. A picture-perfect Wednesday afternoon on Long Island for thoroughbred racing. Glad you're with us. We say this is one of the best parts of the week with a good bit of modesty. Nothing like a fresh card, some brand new past performances. Richard Migliore, Jason Blewitt alongside Mig. We're in our usual spot, perched above the finish line at Belmont. And aside from having a real Grade 1 caliber show lined up, were you at all surprised today was day number 35 of the meet here at Belmont?
Actually, I am. I just can't believe how fast time's going this year. In spite of the bad weather during the winter, it seemed like it went by fast, and this Belmont meet is really rolling by, and before you know it, we'll be by that paddock set in Saratoga. Hopefully no trees will explode this year.
No, we don't want any lightning strikes near the set, even though that is etched in my mind as one of the great Saratoga Insider moments of the summer of 2014. We want Mother Nature to cooperate. We haven't lost a turf race this entire meet, and today was the first time in recent memory the main track was listed anything other than fast. We were good for the early double. We got some rain in the area, Mig, Monday and Tuesday. These turf courses needed the water, and we'll have plenty of turf on tonight's show. They've got plenty of turf over at Royal Ascot. They're in full swing. 2 cards down, but California Chrome, bit of a bummer, was not able to run in the Prince of Wales.
Yeah, it is a shame. California Chrome came up with a bruised foot, actually an abscess, but you know, maybe it's all for the best. I would like to just see them bring him back to North America and get him ready to run here. You think about the race today, I don't think he would have even 100% would have been very competitive there. And I mean, I know they're taking a shot and they're having a great adventure. I just don't like when people have great adventures at the expense of their horse.
With a horse you've already won 2/3 of the Triple Crown with, a homebred with a pedigree on the surface that's worth about $1,000. I mean, this is a 1,000,000,001 chance you get a homebred like California Chrome. Why not? And he's not our horse. We wish he was, but why not get him back to the States and point for a summer campaign at Del Mar, or maybe look at a race like the Whitney Handicap upstate?
Yeah, I'm with you. And I mean, we were talking about lightning in Saratoga. Well, they caught lightning in a bottle. And instead of just really enjoying and maximizing that, they've kind of made the horse a vehicle for their own wants and desires. And people shouldn't make a horse the vehicle for their wants and desires.
Wesley Ward, though, right at home over at Royal Ascot. It was a few years ago. He shocked the racing world with a big long shot win. I think it was Hootenanny who won his first race, or Strike the Tiger. That's who
Strike
it was.
the Tiger. New York bred.
Right, state bred.
Yeah.
Was a big price in one of these crazy big field 2-year-old sprints over at Royal Ascot. And Wesley Ward has been an annual fixture, and he won yet another race today with Acapulco for the Coolmore folks.
Yeah, a grade 2 here as the field splits. You like that, those big fields, they'll split and go 2 different ways. But Wesley Ward, so good at preparing these 2-year-olds, knows which ones to bring over, gets his 5th Royal Ascot victory. Ryan Moore aboard for this victory. You know, one thing we'd be remiss not to mention, too, Frankie Dettori rode his 50th Royal Ascot victory, one of only 4 other jockeys to ever do that. Pretty lofty company.
Yeah, he's a lofty rider, an icon to say the least, and we hope we have him back in Saratoga Springs this summer, even if it's on opening day or opening weekend. And we'll keep you up to speed on the new design, new look, NYRA.com, where you can wager on Royal Ascot through Saturday, June 20th, first post 9:30 a.m. The live streaming is available. Watched a few races on Tuesday on my NYRA.com account at Royal Ascot, and we hope you'll check that out. We currently have a $100 sign-up bonus as well. We go from Royal Ascot to the cold intertrack stretch with a good amount of snow and snow fences up on the turf course. Good old Salute Those Amigos had his 4th work back since not running well in the Golden Shaheen.
Yeah, they went there. They took a shot. He earned his right to go there. And Salute Those Amigos, as we watch him, he tore up the frozen tundra of the intertrack over the winter. But I think he's a horse for all seasons. When he's right, he's about as good a sprinter as there is around here.
David Jacobson still stuck on 999 wins. He has not won a race at Belmont Park since May 24th. Did you find that when you were riding, creeping up or getting to, whether you did it fast or slowly, to a milestone, and you just can't get that win to put you over the hump?
There has to be a mental block about it, at least for a rider, because you're involved in that moment. I got to 3,998. Looked like it was a cinch to do it. It took me a week. The only people that were happy about it were my children, because we kept taking them out of school so they could be there when Dad won 4,000. I think they were quietly rooting for me not to get there for a while.
No kidding. I wouldn't blame them at all. Must be nice to have the Mig as your dad. Let's get the action home from the action over in Queens to a Wednesday afternoon at beautiful Belmont Park. This is the Palace, 400-plus acres, a Triple Crown win by American Pharoah just a week and a half ago. And the man that called that Belmont Stakes, Larry Comas, is coming up now with a look and call at race 3.
Ticking Katie was slow into stride. Jane Peterson out of the gate well and goes out to take the early lead. With Dido away running in second, Waterhole is third, and Hellenistic will settle behind them running in fourth on the inside. Then it's Ticking Katie at the back, racing 4 lengths off the lead as they make their way onto the back stretch. Jane Peterson a half length in front of Dido, and there goes Waterhole on the outside of them. These 3 up front, an opening quarter mile over the yielding going up in 27 1/5 seconds. And then it's Hellenistic running in fourth position on the inside, and right alongside is Ticking Katie. So 4 lengths separates them all. They're going along at a very leisurely tempo up the backstretch. Dido is the leader 3/4 of a length, with Waterhole on the outside second. And then it's Jane Peterson, Hellenistic, and outside of them comes Ticking Katie, who's just 2.5 lengths off the lead after a 52 1/2 mile. So the field races into the far turn. Dido is the leader. Waterhole on the outside second. These two continue to vie for the lead as they round the far turn. Ticking Katie has moved up outside of Hellenistic, and Jane Peterson is put to a ride at the back of the field and just steady there as they come toward the top of the stretch. And it is Dido turning for home in front. Waterhole to the outside. Now a length and a half behind Dido, who kicks away at the 8th pole. Waterhole trying to stick with her. Here's Ticking Katie moving on the outside. No running room there for Hellenistic in fourth. Coming down to the final 16th, and Ticking Katie just kicked in. And Ticking Katie runs down Dido in the late strides to win it by a half a length. Close for third, maybe Hellenistic, in a photo with Waterhole.
Very good U.S. debut from this first-time North American starter, an Irish-bred, Ticking Katie, who wasn't off all that alertly Mig, but finished up when it counted the most for Brian Lynch.
Yeah, I mean, this filly really put in a nice run. She'd seemed like she had done her best work over in Europe, up close to the pace, either prompting or making the pace. Today, off slowly, covered up. Luis Saez produced her at the right time, and she looked like she has an opportunity maybe to go forward and do even better things.
Dido, the runner-up, was stubborn, but vanquished at the wire for Graham Motion. Why real fast is early speed such a precious commodity on this inner turf at 1.16 miles?
Well, it's all about position. You know, you want position, you want to save ground. You come out of that little dog leg starting on the outside fence of the outer turf course, and if you can get things your own way and not have to be caught wide or be fighting for position and gallop along in the lead, you've got an advantage over everybody.
All right, turf courses listed as yielding as we get you back to race number 4. Opening leg of Wednesday's pick 6. Widener, 7 furlongs, 3 and up, fillies and mares in this maiden special weight.
They're off. Scamper and Sudastada go out to the early lead together. Coming attraction and Kitai away 3rd and 4th right behind them. On the far outside, it is Grey Walls, who's away running in 5th as they head up the back stretch. Break of 2.5, then 100 Years Storm to the inside of Wonder Brew, and outside of them, it's Kinsley. And then it's Bibby right in behind them, racing about 8 lengths off the lead early. Then Mighty Catherine, followed by Hashtag Bunny, and Where's Papa is last after a 23 flat quarters. Scamper leads the field into the far turn by a length. Sudastada second on the outside. Coming attraction is 4 lengths off of them. Third as they go into the turn. Then Grey Walls, 100 Years Storm to the inside, and Wonder Brew. Bibby's got 9 lengths to make up and races on the inside of Kitai. And then comes Mighty Catherine. Scamper and Sudastada are 6 in front of the others. They went 46 and 1 for a half mile. And Sudastada has taken the lead as they come to the top of the stretch. Sudastada kicks away to lead by 2.5, now 3. Scamper is second. Grey Walls is coming on bump there with Coming Attraction, and having to steady behind them was 100 Years Storm, and Wonder Brew is finishing well on the far outside. Sudastada to catch. Here's Grey Walls and Wonder Brew. Sudastada, Grey Walls to the front, Wonder Brew on the outside. Coming Attraction coming up the fence, and at the wire it is Grey Walls to win it. And then it was Wonder Brew, Coming Attraction, and Bibby fourth.
First run off the turn went to Sudastada at a big price. Second run, which proved the winning run, went to Gray Walls.
Yeah, I thought Sudastada got involved way too soon and came up late. And Gray Walls, well-timed ride. Eric Cancel, he's been doing everything right. Our hot jockey last week. And he seems to have a really good percentage with a high percentage trainer at this meet. John Terranova's having a terrific meet at Belmont.
John Terranova brought this filly, a great daughter of City Zip, back off a layoff dating back to basically Halloween last October. She had lost to Lady Eline. Consumer Credit had her ready to go. And I'll tell you, Cancel and John Terranova made one person, or at least a group of people, very happy when they brought home Stardom in Sunday's 9th race for a pick 6 that paid $138,000.
Yeah, boy, you would think someone out there is very pleased with them. But, this filly, really, if you look at the company lines, this was a huge class relief for her.
I don't think that was lost on the public. They made her the 3-1 second choice. She scored a win in the 4th. We've got the favorite next to us, in fact, right on the set. And we'll get you back to race number 5. We'll finish off the pick 5 when we come back. Back to Belmont Park. Father's Day weekend upon us. In fact, a busy weekend. Plenty going on when you think of the handicapping contest Saturday and Sunday. And Father's Day, there's no day like Father's Day at Belmont Park. A lot of families have long-standing traditions, and that always brings, Mig, a smile to my face. And it sounds a little corny, but when you look out on a Sunday and you've got families here, little kids, just having a great time, it's really what it's about.
It's all what it's about, and your fathers get to pick what they want to do on Father's Day. It's nice to see a lot of fathers still like to come to the races, and they just incorporate the family into it.
We'll have the Knob Creek Bourbon tasting in the backyard for Dad, a car show, and, of course, top-class thoroughbred racing. Saturday's feature, by the way, the Bed of Roses, Fillies and Mares, Speedy Love or Died. Looks like the horse to beat.
Trying to stretch it out to a mile, is that correct? It's a mile, the Bed of Roses?
6.5, I think.
Is it
yeah,
6?
I think
Did
it's
it used to be a mile?
Yeah, over at the Big A.
Okay.
That's a race that's bounced around, I think, to a few different racetracks.
Well, we know 6.5 is well within her score.
Oh, yes, it is for Linda Rice. But let's get on to race number 5 as we finish off the early 4 and pick 5 with a group of 3 and up Fillies and Mares on the main track.
They're off. So You Say goes right out to take the early lead. Chicoletta came out running in second from the inside, and then it's Etta Caronet and Mrs. Hudson. You Lie, second last early, and Jubilant Vision is last of them all. So You Say, the favorite, quick out of the gate, 3/4 of a length ahead of Etta Caronet. Then Chicoletta, You Lie going up on the outside of Mrs. Hudson. They're 3 lengths from the front as they race into the turn. The first quarter goes in 22 and 2/5 seconds, and well off the pace here is Jubilant Vision, who's 9 lengths behind. So You Say, who's out there winging. So You Say's got it by 3. Mrs. Hudson up into second. Chicoletta third. Etta Caronet retreats in fourth. You Lie circles up on the outside. And Jubilant Vision is getting going from the back of the field. But they all have to get running to catch So You Say, who's gone 45 and 1 for a half mile and turns for home with a 5-length lead. And then it's Mrs. Hudson, Jubilant Vision to the outside, followed by Chicoletta and You Lie. So You Say's running away here with every stride. An 8-length lead coming down to the line, and So You Say, total domination. Won it easily over Jubilant Vision, and then it was Mrs. Hudson and Chicoletta.
We got the point with So You Say. She destroyed this field. Very impressive in the 5th.
Well, she really likes the East Coast. She wasn't crazy about the bright lights of Hollywood so much, but since she's gotten to the East Coast under the tutelage of Michelle Nevin, she has done nothing wrong. And supremely confident ride by Jose Ortiz. When you get that much horse under you, I guess you're supposed to be confident, right?
And Michelle Nevin is on some kind of run. Had a 3-win weekend here on Saturday and Sunday. 2 blowout winners on Saturday's card in Touch of Star Quality and Knuckle Curve, who both got fast figures. And if I'm training or owning, and by the way, Gainesway owns this 3-year-old filly by Platter, I am looking at the Prioress Test and Victory Ride.
I think you have to, as impressive as this filly was. And I was telling you off camera, the mother of So You Say, Hurricane Hannah, horse I used to ride for Barry Schwartz and Michael Hushin.
All right, pick this one up as a 2-year-old in training for $250K out of Hurricane Hannah, and we'll speed with the breeze right into race number 6, opening leg of the late pick 4. 3 and up claimers that have never won 3, and the tags at $35,000.
Gentrify on the inside, going with Best Man early, and then it's Ground Control right behind them, and to the outside comes Mach 7. Escapist, last of the 5, and 5 lengths off of Gentrify, who now pokes a neck in front. Ground Control and Best Man are right up alongside. Best Man continues to race under a ride on the turn and has now dropped off 2 lengths from the pace. Then it's Mach 7, and Escapist is last at 22 and 2 opening quarter mile around the far turn. And it is Gentrify and Ground Control, and now they're 4 lengths ahead of the rest. Best Man and Mach 7 are there, and on the outside comes Escapist, who's 3 wide as they come to the top of the stretch. And it's Gentrify turning for home in front. Ground Control on the outside is second. Escapist has moved up on the far outside. A 45 and 2/2 mile into the final furlong, and Gentrify's got the lead. On the outside, Escapist has moved up into second, and then it's Best Man on the inside. Ground Control and Mach 7 coming down to the line. Gentrify has the lead, and Gentrify will do it. Escapist, Mach 7 next, and Best Man 4th.
Early speed so far has been a very precious commodity on tonight's show, and Fernando Hara laid down the pace with Gentrify, and that was good enough for a win in race 6.
Yeah, inside speed, always dangerous. Gentrify, very game. The horse you want to keep an eye on out of here, though, is the 7 Escapist, making his first start ever on the dirt. 8 starts so far, all on the turf. Was wide, on the wrong lead, lugging in, and still getting to the winner at the finish. Escapist is the horse I want out of this race.
Whether you need a Gentrify or Escapist, that was an agonizing 1,100 feet off the quarter pole. Gentrify was getting late, Escapist was coming late, and David Jacobson fell just short of getting that elusive, what's been an elusive 1,000th career winner there with Escapist, but some good points by you. And how does the Furious 5 on a sunny Wednesday sound?
I'm ready.
All right, Larry Colmus is ready as well. 1, 2, 7, 8, and 9 off the quarter pole.
Firelands Pop. They've run a half in 46 and 3, and they're into the stretch, and it's Harpoon. Harpoon is taking the lead as they come into the final furlong. And then it's Francis Freud on the inside and Financial Mogul, a 16th to go. Harpoon by 2. Financial Mogul on the outside second. It's going to be Harpoon. Harpoon wins it by 2 over Financial Mogul. And then it was Francis Freud and Fit to Keep. Coming to the top of the stretch. Kisses for Romeo, Dia de Encanta, 1-2 as they come into the final furlong. Andalis is 3 lengths behind. Stormy Sky is 4th. It is still Kisses for Romeo, holding on to the lead and starting to pull away from Dia de Encanta. But here comes Stormy Sky on the far outside with a late burst of speed. And Stormy Sky got up in time. Over Kisses for Romeo, Dia de Encanta was 3rd. Delissa was 4th. For home, Sun and Moon in the clear at the top of the stretch. Pura Vida Zen now trying to cut into that gap. It's down to 1.5 lengths. Also gaining ground as simple as that on the outside, who's up into 3rd. And right there too, Desert Bliss and Chelsea Road. And coming up between horses, First Whippoorwill. They're all charging down to the line trying to catch Sun and Moon. And Sun and Moon's gonna hold on over Desert Bliss. 3rd is very close between Pura Vida Zen and First Whippoorwill. Coming to the top of the stretch, and Ziptronic is the leader. Ziptronic has opened up a 2.5 length lead with a furlong to go. Went 45 flat for a half mile. On the far outside, Mishmash and Special Selection both closing in. And then Political Farce on the inside. Here comes Special Selection. Special Selection running down Ziptronic. Special Selection pulls away from Ziptronic in the late strides. And then it was Political Farce and Mr. Rosenthal. Moondance Joy on the far outside is coming on now, and they're into the stretch. Animal Appeal in front, Moondance Joy on the outside, bearing down. Then Awfully Good, My Kinda Gal to the inside, and in the center of the course, it's Irish Actor who's closing late. It is Animal Appeal, and on the outside, Moondance Joy. These two down to the line together, and Moondance Joy gets up late to win it. Animal Appeal was second, Irish Actor was third, My Kinda Gal fourth.
Hat trick today for Luis Saez. Took the featured third race with that Irish import and won the nightcap for the familiar yellow and black silks of West Point Thoroughbreds, Moondance Joy, and Luis Saez picking up some momentum fairly late in the spring summer meet at Belmont Park. 22K, Mig, the pick six carryover into Thursday. Nobody was alive going into the last, and Eric Consell picked himself up another riding double on the afternoon. Race number 2, though. Let's get back to the second look with Cappy's binoculars. Take us through the race with Stormy Sky, who made a couple of different moves from the gate to the finish line.
Well, you got to think these were instructions from George Weaver to take this filly back. She's shown speed in the past. She broke running like she was going to show that speed again. Now, we know Eric Cancel will be aggressive. He was intent on taking this filly back. I've got to think they thought this filly's shown speed and stopped in the past. Maybe we've got to change her style. It worked, and it worked well.
And she has that big white blaze. It looked like for a moment, in fact, more than a moment, this race was going to be over, and Kisses for Romeo was going to hold everybody, including the favorite in the yellow cap, at bay. But here she comes. She almost has that cow face, huge white blaze, and she is just motoring. On a lesser level, this reminded me of Honor Code winning the Nairo.com that mile.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the comparison. I'm glad you qualified that with on a lesser level. But I also think that sometimes it just shows that when something's not working, you have to change a horse's style. Now, she's still at speed. They just used it in a different manner. And Eric Cancel, a kid that we've been very impressed with and has been aggressive, showed he could take one back and come with a run, too.
All right, little turf to dirt action for George Weaver, who we think is gearing up for Saratoga Racecourse. He's been unbelievable with good-priced horses at the Spa over the last few summers. We'll run down the rider standings on a day. Irad Ortiz and Javier Castellano, can you believe it, did not win a single race.
Well, that's a rare occurrence, and there's Eric Cancel moved into solo in second, and maybe he's got his sights set on Irad Ortiz, but he's got his work cut out for him.
We had 9 on this Wednesday, and 9 different winning trainers at Belmont Park. Todd Pletcher walked away with the win in the first. Harpoon, who I'm assuming, I didn't look, I'm assuming he was probably claimed.
If he wasn't, he should have been. Yeah. The way he ran, he certainly did it the right way. And Todd Pletcher, 7-win lead over Chad Brown.
And the owner standings with 35 complete cards in the books here at Belmont Park. Michael Dubb, your top owner, with 10. David Jacobson with 8. Nice outfit, one after another, regarding top-class outfits at Belmont Park. And we've got a couple of different pages for claims. And Harpoon, I thought they'd shake on him for 16, but Bruce Brown was the only one to go in. 4 claims out of the first. We had the beaten favorite claimed out of the second. And there you go, Escapist. Bruce Brown, very busy today, Mr. May.
He's 3 new horses in his barn tonight. I'm sure they were bedding down stalls and getting feed ready, but nice to see Bruce Brown with all that action. He's gearing up for Saratoga, I'm sure, as well.
Like to see those horses changing hands. Money as well in the claim box. How about a Thursday preview? 22K, the carryover, when we come back. Things have quieted down in the paddock at Belmont Park and those stalls. When you think about the names who have been saddled beneath that roof there, it's an impressive array in this great racetrack. American Pharaoh, the latest superstar to come along over Big Sandy. And although things were quiet on both the front side and in the paddock today at Belmont, I still think it's safe to say things have not settled down or died down off his score in the Test of the Champion.
No, I think the excitement level's still there. I know I feel it every time I think about it, and having been privileged enough to be here, it was a great thing to witness, and I'm just hoping we get to see more of him this summer.
$400 buy-in with that Belmont Park handicapping contest. You can sign up, and information available at Nairo.com. It's this weekend, so don't wait, and don't wait for the Thursday preview. Big and Toasty on a turf race back in April.
Big and Toasty, speed going long. She's cutting back to 6 furlongs from the rail. She will get out-footed. Can she turn that speed around and use it late? She'll have to be closing. She's kind of look a horse to me, though, that'll enjoy the turn back.
Jason Service does an excellent job. He will send her out, and there's a rematch between 3 fillies off a race opening day. My Caramia, Lady of Victory, it's Scatapade.
Yeah, all pretty close, within half a length of each other, basically. And Mike Caramia get back to doing what she really wants to do, and that's sprint on the turf. She can improve a little bit off the last one. She's got to be tough in here.
Bobby Flay, leading trainer Todd Pletcher team up along with Javier with Paris Bikini, who won first time out. Here's a Bernardini filly who will try her hand on the turf.
He's got some turf pedigree on the bottom side, and it seems to me that Todd Pletcher usually has a handle on what his horses want to do. She doesn't have any turf works, but she certainly ran well in her maiden. Hasn't been seen since the matron. If nothing else, is a good place to start with her.
All right, I like that. Javier with the call once again on Paris Bikini. That race midway through the Thursday card. It'll go as the 6th. The feature, though, is race number 8. Rich purse of $85,000. Solid group of older runners. Bakken, off a tough loss against Star Walking Dude, is your likely favorite.
Yeah, and deservingly so. He's talented. He hasn't shown that he can make that step up to better company yet, but he's well drawn outside. He's got natural speed, so he's going to put himself in the game. Bakken should be very tough to beat.
Catron comes back off a year-plus layoff. In fact, his last win with the 102 Buyer was Derby Day 2014 at Belmont, a few hours before California Chrome took the run for the Roses.
But he's talented, but he's been away a long time, and it's hard for me to see him coming back 120% ready to take on this deep a field. I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach.
Javier will have the call on that 5-year-old. In fact, coincidentally, both Bakken and Catron are 5-year-old sons of Distorted Humor. They've had a tough time sticking around on a regular basis, and we go from a couple well-bred blue bloods to a couple hard-hitting state-breds like Loki's Vengeance and John's Island off the affirmed success.
Yeah, Loki's Vengeance got the best of John's Island, who rallied from way, way back. Frost Giant, well, we were familiar with him over the winter, weren't we? So Loki's Vengeance from Michael Hushin, one of the best horsemen I've ever been around, and you got to think he's going to have a little position edge over his rival, John's Island.
And don't we cover all the angles on Insider? It was Sunday evening, MSG Plus, around the same time of the show. Andy Serling said, "Do not leave out So You Say." $4 winner by the length of the stretch. Nobody gives out even money shots like Andy Serling. I'm just kidding. I'm sure he's got something at a bigger price as we send it over.
Thanks a lot, guys. Well, let's wait until the 9th race on Thursday's card. It's a 1.8 miles on the inner turf course, and these are races where speed can be at a premium. Space Oddity, who for whatever reason was a paddock scratch the other day, comes right back and is way the horse to beat, and I'm not against him. I don't think he'll be a big price, but I like Space Oddity. But I have another horse to use in exactas, and a horse who's going to be a big price, and if you're playing late pick 4s or pick 3s or doubles, throw in the 7 Scooby Dude. Scooby Dude's a horse that's better than he looks on paper and has run okay at times, gets a rider change, and more importantly, an aggressive rider. He could be the speed in this race. So I like the 9 Space Oddity. I'm also going to use the 7 Scooby Doo as a price. 9-7 to close out Thursday's card.
That'll do it for this edition, Thursday edition of Belmont Insider. The MIG, Jason Blewitt, thank you for tuning in. 22,000, that pick 6 carryover, and that'll do it. You have any words of wisdom as we wrap up the show?
No, I've something called resonating in my head. Off-camera throws resonating, but we're here.
We're here. I'm glad we didn't get on mic. You're still here. We're going to say goodnight. We'll do it again, and we'll do it a bit better tomorrow night here on MSG Plus. Have a great evening.